We're going to start this call with our usual shout out. So if there's somebody that you want to shout out and tell them that they're doing an awesome job, like publicly as in front of the whole team, then I want to make sure I give you guys time for that. So you can either unmute or you can put it in the chat. And then hold on before you go. The other thing I'm going to ask is I want to know what you are loving about this business. Like, what has this business given you? So maybe you don't have a shout out, but maybe this is something that you can think about and unmute. Like, what has this business given you that you weren't expecting? Or what has it been able to provide for yourself or for your family? I would love to hear a couple of those as well. So go ahead, Caitlin.
Okay, sorry, I'm really excited. So I just want to shout myself out for one. I've just had like a dry month, and today it just like boomed, and I've gotten up 10 host posts up already today. So that's a very big plus for me. I want to shout out my whole team. We did a call on Monday, a team call, and a lot of them showed up, and because most of them normally don't, because life just gets the best of them, and they are all really wanting to run, and I'm so excited to have something new, even when life gets us down. And like right now I'm sick, but I'm still on this call, I'm running, and I'm so excited for all of this. It's been definitely a game changer, and what this business has definitely given me was confidence. Confidence was the hugest thing for me.
I love that. Thanks, Caitlin. I see in the chat, Kayla wrote, I love the family that the business has provided. You ladies are all amazing, and I can't wait to meet you. Moalani said, Amanda was only paid as distributor last month. She signed a loyal customer last night and got herself paid as executive yesterday. She's setting her chart every day and has been asking right things when needed. That's awesome. Good job, Amanda.
So I'd like to shout myself out if you can hear me outside. Yesterday, my Facebook was completely hacked. I lost everything. Contacts, potentials, everybody. I went from 0 to 108 people in less than 24 hours, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to rock it, and everybody watch me hit the ceiling because I'm going through it.
Oh, yeah, I just got chills. You guys, 108 new friends in the last 24 hours. Some of you guys haven't done that in the last 30 days, right? Like you can grow a brand new market. And Candace messaged me and she just said, I'm going to change it this time, and I'm going to only invite positive, uplifting people into my space. And I'm super proud of you. Like, she was down for like 30 minutes and then she just got to work. She was like, no more, it's go time. So, and yeah, she's going diamond this month.
So I'll shout myself out. I got a lot of news that wasn't expected today, and I could have sat in it. Instead, I decided that I was going to do something about it, and I have 20 posts to post up, and I have more leads on my Connect app, and I have 50 hosts to post up in 48 hours.
Amazing.
And I signed 2 customers today.
That's awesome. And you guys, and that's the thing, is like, when life happens, it tries to get you down, and you have 2 choices. Would you agree? You can let it get you down, or you can turn around and you can punch it in the face and work 10 times harder. Like, those are your 2 choices. And which one is going to make you feel better in the moment? Probably curling up on the couch, eating a bowl of ice cream, right? But eventually you're going to have to pick yourself up and you're going to have to do something about it, right? Or you can just decide, just do something about it to start out with. And like, seriously, if you surround yourself with this team of fire, like, we can just slap you, once, twice over the phone through Marco Polo. Like, okay, you had your pity party, let's go. I challenge you, let's work, let's move it. And we do every single time. So Mandy, good job. And Mandy has had life today. She's had business today. I don't even actually want to open any more of her messages that she is sending me because I don't know what's next. Like it's legit a hot mess express over in her area right now, but she is on this call. She's still signing customers. She's still killing her business because even though she doesn't feel like it, she's doing what it takes. So good job. Go ahead, Steph.
I want to shout out Kayla because she started off with a rough morning, and our usual morning was not usual. So she still stood up and did everything, even though it was a little late, she rocked it today, and I am super proud of her. I want to shout out myself because I am trying so hard to stay positive, because I had a rockin' first few days in this business and have been dry for the most part since. But I got up 10 host to post today, and we are in the process of moving here, so we're stressed to the max at home, but I'm pushing forward. And I started this week with a whole new outlook on life. This is Ashley, my wonderful daughter, and my downline. And we're both pushing hard, and she's helping me stay positive as much as I don't want to, because she knows that our move to Arizona is a big deal. And so with positives from us and an awesome mother-daughter team, we're gonna blow through this and really rock it.
I love it. Thanks for sharing, Steph. All right, in the comments real quick, Kelly Jo said, I'm having a rough week and my team is as well, but we're all here. We're smiling and pushing through. Amber and Stephanie Sculla have been signing customers, and Amber's doing amazing working with her new distributor. Misty is here. Lilani brought in 458 volume today, you guys. 458 volume. Okay, if Lilani can do it, anybody can do it. Well, okay. If Lilani can do that, anyone can do half as much as that. Just kidding. But for real, great job, Lilani. You are a boss. Like, you're like, next. You're just helping your team promote like a boss, and you're duplicating it. And that's what's important. Dina wants to shout herself out for being on this call. She's exhausted, taking care of her husband, fighting COVID, child being sick, but signed 2 customers this morning and about to sign another one. And she's running for double. Incredible. Okay, so I want to hear a couple of what has this business done for you that maybe you weren't expecting, or that like you're just really grateful for about it. Anybody who hasn't unmuted want to unmute and share? You guys can put it in the chat. I love to hear from our new people sometimes, because it's just fresh.
I wasn't expecting to make such good friends, and for my attitude to get put in check, because sometimes I have the worst, the meanest, the brattiest little attitude, and I can't be mean to you guys. I just cannot do it. I kind of was the other day, and I felt like a dirt ball. I don't know, my husband's grateful for you guys.
Anybody find themselves being more positive or like looking on the bright side when before this business, maybe you didn't?
Yes, that's what I want to say, that I'm more positive and more in tune with myself. And I like the fact that I get to travel and work. At the moment, I don't have service on the mountain, and that's okay, but I'm on this call and I'm rocking it.
Yes, you're making it. And I want to shout out, there's 59 of us on, you guys. Like, this is so special, so special. So I appreciate each, keep flipping back and forth through all the screens so I can like see all your faces, because I want to make sure they grab some pictures. But I just want to tell you like how much this means to me. When I started this business, I know most of you guys know my story, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but like I literally started to make $50. The first distributor that wanted to sign with me, I said, why would you ever do something like this? It's a pyramid scheme. No, you're not signing with me. And I wouldn't let her until 3 days later. She just went to my website and signed herself up. Okay, like I did not start this business to lead anybody. I didn't start this business to make money, because I just didn't think that you could. But now that I see the impact that you can have on hundreds, if not thousands of people's lives, this is a job that I am so grateful and proud of, because we get to lift so many people up. We get to help them be more happier, healthier, positive, value, confidence, all of those things. And I just pray that you guys, even on your bad days where you want to throw in the towel, that you just look at the bigger picture and know that we're here for you. And that if you need prayers, we'll send you prayers and we'll help you in any way that you possibly can. But you just have to stick with it. Okay. You got to push through those bad days. You got to climb that mountain so that way you can get to the top where you ultimately want to be. So I just really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. So a couple of announcements before Jennifer hops on. I don't see her yet, so we're good. Announcements. Nothing's really changed. We have the $10 coupon still. And so I did want to do this real quick. If you guys will all hop onto your Connect app real quick. So I know all your cameras are going to go off, but if you guys can hop onto your Connect app real quick and then click the plus sign in the middle and then just click view contacts. And then you're going to see your folders there pop up, or your groups. Will you just click on the one that says loyal customers? And for those of you who are brand new, if any of those loyal customers are not yours, so maybe your upline signed them and then moved them underneath you, if you'll just click on the loyal customer name, then you should be able to edit and delete it. Okay, you want to make sure that the only customers that you have in your Connect app are your personally enrolled customers. And then what I want you to do is click back and then back again. And then when you click the plus sign, I want you to click send a message. And in the to spot, I want you to select the groups and then loyal customers. And if I'm going too fast or if you miss something, I would be happy to go back over this with you one-on-one if you need it. But those of you who are with me, I just want to show you how to use this so that way your customers don't miss out on it and you don't miss out on some extra volume that you could get this month, okay? And so you're going to click on that little box that says loyal customers. You're going to click add. On the subject, you can just write hi. And then I want you to click at name. And then you're going to click the boards app. And then you're just going to scroll to $10 coupon. So the $10 coupon in the pack boards is just down at the very bottom, $10 coupon. Like I said, if I went too fast on this, I will go back through it if anybody needs one-on-one. But I just want to show you guys how to do this. And so then you can, it says at name Happy Wednesday, and then take out that name. You can just delete it. And it says, I hope you had a great day. I just wanted to reach out to tell you I appreciate your support with my business. In case you didn't see the email, this week only we have a $10 off a $50 order. Please let me know if there's something you wanted to try and I can get it sent your way with this extra discount. And all you have to do is click send, and then the green arrow, 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 and it'll send it to all of your customers. And then they're going to message you back. Maybe you want to say like, thanks so much with your name if you've never texted them before. But this is a really great way for you guys to boost your volume using your Connect app. And so I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that that deal was still available, and it's available for customers and distributors. And so if you guys want to put in an order this week, you're going to use the coupon code GIFT4YOU, and you'll get $10 off your order as long as it's $50, okay? All right. Do we have Jennifer on with us? It did open this call up, so we have some new faces hopping on. Hello. Oh, there she is. I am going to make you a co-host. And all right. So you guys, I'm so excited. We have Jennifer Weatherly on the call with us tonight. And I don't even know how we first got connected, to be honest. I think like just in one of our group chats, but I started like following you on TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's so cute. And I'm copying all of your TikTok videos, and you're always enrolling, and you just have just a bubbly, happy attitude all the time. And so I am excited to hear a little bit more about your story and just pick your brain as far as how you've gotten to where you are and what we can do to be successful, just like so. You can go ahead and unmute, and I just want to hear kind of how you got started in the business and a little bit about you.
Awesome. Hey guys. So my name is Jennifer Weatherly, and I'm a presidential diamond. I've been in this business for 4 years now, which is just so crazy because, you know, the way I got started, I would have never pictured myself in this, you know, area in my life where I am today. Because, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 boys. At that time, they were ages 1 and 8. And my husband, he owned his own pool business, so he was working full time. I was doing all of the things, going grocery shopping, running all the errands, taking my oldest to and from school. And then we actually found out that our youngest son had special needs. And then the older he was getting, we were realizing he had more and more needs. He was, you know, nonverbal. He didn't eat food. He had sensory processing disorder. All these things came up, and I realized I was going to have to go back to work at some point to start helping out financially. And just the thought of that terrified me. I did not want to leave my kids' side. You know, I enjoyed being able to take my oldest to and from school, but I also knew we kind of had a long road ahead of us with our youngest son. You know, he was beginning the therapies, he had doctor's appointments, surgeries, you name it. So this opportunity actually presented itself to me. I was not looking for it, but it happened at the exact time that I needed it. I feel like, in honesty, if you ask me, this business has been the answer to a lot of the prayers we were having at that time. And over the 4 years, it's answered a lot of our other prayers along the way. But at that time, this business presented itself to me through a post on social media. I saw another girl, she posted about an opportunity event, and I was like, what is that? You know, I was intrigued. It opened my curiosity. And then she said, if you attend the event, that you'll have opportunity to maybe win some free things. And the skeptical person that I was like, I was that person. I commented on that, and I was like, yeah, right. Nothing in life is ever free. But I was still curious. I still was like, send me the invite. Why not? You know, free is free. So I attended that event. I
Did you
heard a
know
lot
her?
of people share their stories.
Did you know her?
This person, no, it was a random person. I had no idea who she was. And I've seen it works all over, you know, for years. And it's just never been something I was interested in. I'm super shy. I'm an introvert. I hate public speaking, you name it. So like, this was not even in the picture. So the fact that I joined, it was just crazy. I just heard, you know, normal people like you and me tell their stories about how this business changed their life, how they were also skeptical, and it just opened my mind, and that curiosity was piqued. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to join on the spot. So they had that BOGO wrap still going on for $99. So I was like, what's the worst that can happen? I'm at least going to get, you know, a free pack of wraps, or I can at least get my investment back if I sell a pack of wraps. So I was like looking at it, open-minded, positive, but not expecting it to go anywhere. So long story short, because I don't want to take too much time telling my story. Long story short, my enroller quit. I got to the Ruby rink. It took me like 7 months to get to Ruby, but I did. I did not get a distributor handed to me, a customer handed to me. I got to Ruby myself, so it took me some time. I had a very small network. I had to learn how to grow my network. I had to learn how to post. I had to learn all these things. But then she quit. My enroller quit once I hit Ruby. And so I was like, oh, what do I do? I almost contemplated taking a step back myself. I almost did take a step back. I wasn't posting as often, showing up as often. My Ruby, it was gone. I was paid as executive, and, you know, life just hit me. And this was 11 months into my business. It was December. Okay. I joined January 2017. So this was December 2017, where I just had this like mind switch. They were giving out $100 Christmas cash, and it just lit a fire. But the thing that lit the fire in me the most was, this was when I was introduced to Host Post. Okay. So my entire first year, I didn't know what that was. It wasn't something that we spoke about. It wasn't used in this business. So I was that get the steps to success done type of person, treat it like a hobby. If you do it, you do. If you don't, you don't. My enroller quit. I took a step back. Then this happened, okay? Host to Post were introduced to me. It was the perfect opportunity to go for this $100 cash bonuses, and my fire was lit. And so that month, you guys, I ran. I was ready to, instead of treating it like a hobby, I was like, I'm going to treat it like a business. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to get some Christmas cash, pay for Christmas in cash, which is something I've never been able to do. And it did. That month, I signed 51 or 52 customers, which, like I said, normally I average like steps to success, you know, like 6 to 10 customers was like a banging month for me, and that was good. And so 50 customers, I was like, oh my gosh. And I started running halfway through the month, Amanda Busher, I'm sure you guys know who she is. She was my enrollers upline. So she actually reached out to me and was like, girl, you need to go for this Christmas cash. So I did. And I enrolled 50 customers halfway through the month. So I just was like, if I could do this in December where people don't technically want to spend a lot of money, that's a mindset, by the way, because they do. But if I can sign this many in December with, 15 days, imagine what I'm going to do in January when I have a full month. So I was like, all in. And long story short, again, that's when I was like, okay, I was paid at executive in December. And in 5 months, I went to double diamond. Again, not one distributor given to me, not one customer given to me. My enroller quit. I don't get help, which is okay. I'm proud to say that. Like, it feels good to say that, we are a presidential team without having been given anything. It feels really good. But it was a journey. It was a process. It took me an entire year to have things crumble. My enroller quit, to have life happen, to figure out what my why was. My why became my family. I wanted to be able to provide for my kids. I wanted to continue to take my oldest to and from school, my youngest to all of his therapies. I wanted to be there for his milestones, and be able to help financially at the same time. So that's where we are now. I've just been doing the same thing from that point to where we are now, host to post and just showing up, all that good stuff. So it took us from that low point to, presidential. Now we're shooting for ambassador.
So you went from executive in December and you said 5 months to hit double. Did you earn some bonuses when you went double?
Yes. So we had the Emerald $5,000 bonus. So I snagged that. And then the next month I went diamond and I got my husband the Emerald. So another $5,000 bonus. And then that was the following month I got him to diamond and then me to double. And I snagged a $15,000 double diamond bonus. So
incredible.
That was pretty motivating too.
Right. And especially to do it in 5 months, like executive to double diamond. So, and then obviously you're presidential, but I don't want to unpack that yet. But what kind of obviously finding your why is really important. And I feel like for me in the business, I thought I had my why and then I didn't. And then I found another one and, but like, and I know it's hard to duplicate that, but are there any books or any things that just help the light bulb click on with finding your why, or like you just woke up one day and you were like, I'm doing this?
Honestly, it's a lot of factors. I was very discouraged. Like I said, I'm that person who likes to be behind the screen. That's why I feel like host to post are my jam. But honestly, I read the book Go for No. That book changed everything for me. Anytime I have somebody new on my team, I'm like, you need to read this book. You need to go for no. Like for me in this business, everything is a numbers game. And like the things that I'll go over, you'll see that I'm just all about numbers and organization and all that stuff. But like you kind of said too, your why is going to change. It's going to evolve. My why, for the reason why I joined, changed in that year. I wanted to just have some extra money to have, and then it turned into, I want to be able to stay home. And then it turned into, I want to be able to bring my husband home and retire him because I need help with these kids. Like, this is a lot, and he's exhausted when he comes home from work. So then my why became, I want to get him home. And now my why has evolved to, this is like way off topic, but we're going through like outside things with our house right now. Like my why is like, I'm going to work so hard because there's no way in hell I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep it. So your why is going to constantly evolve, but you have to dig down and remember first, why did you join this business? We all said yes for a reason, right? So remember why you said yes. Why did you join? But then know over time, your why is going to evolve. It is going to change. So I don't think there was, I guess the point where I found out my why, it was when I found out my youngest son had special needs. That, I didn't want to miss out on his milestones. I wanted to be there for his surgeries, his doctor's appointments, and everything that was ahead. But again, it's changed over time. So I feel like you just have to look at your situation. And if you're not happy with something, then what can you do differently to change that? And know that this is the vehicle, you already have your hands on it, that can provide that change for you. So
I love it. And then can you talk a little bit about the mindset between having to do everything on your own to running a double diamond team and kind of duplicating that and keeping that.
Yeah, and that's the thing about this too is, and it's something I've had to learn in my leadership. 4 years, I've had a lot of ups, I've had a lot of downs, I've had people come, I've had people go, I've achieved a rank, I've lost ranks, I've gotten ranks back. I've been through it all. You're not born a leader. It's something that's learned. You have to grow into the leader, and each level is a different level of leadership that you have to grow into. So I can sit here and tell you, you guys, I got to double in 5 months because I had that mind shift and I was ready to do and go all in and do whatever it took. And so when you're somebody who's super competitive like me, I felt like I kind of almost bulldozed over a lot of my team because I had that vision, I had that goal, I knew where I was going. I was going to get there no matter what, with or without you. I had that mindset. And so I got there with some people, but without a lot of people. I bulldozed over a lot of people to get there. Like, here's a customer for you, here's a distributor, here, you need 5, here's 5, here's 10 type thing, but then it's like, you hit that rank and then it's like, okay, I got it, but like, where's my diamond? Where's my emerald? Like, it's gonna all crumble, it's all gonna fall. And I wanted to talk on this too, because you can get yourself to a rank. You can get yourself to diamond, you can get yourself to double on your own. You really can, but it's not going to sustain. It's not going to maintain. It's going to be a constant rat race to keep that volume. And eventually it's just going to crumble and you're going to be back at square one. So I feel like you really do need to look at the level that you're at in your leadership. And if you're like a diamond and you don't really have anybody working under you, but you're ready for that double, you have to ask yourself, like, what can I do more of as a diamond leader to get my team excited, to where somebody on my team wants to get to that diamond leadership so I can get to that double. It really is a team effort. You can get to a level, but it's not going to sustain. You have to have that team behind you. You have to show up. You have to lead from the front. You can never, and I tell this to my team, and it's just from experience, I will never, ever, ever ask somebody on my team or ask anything of my team that I'm not willing to do myself. So I just know if I want to get to, that ambassador level, I need to raise leaders. I need to show up. I need to constantly be leading from the front, and just leading by example. So each level that you get to, you have to grow into that leadership. So like when I got to that double leadership in 5 months, I wasn't necessarily at that level of leadership. So I had the title, I had the rank, but I didn't really have the team to back it up. So I had to sit there for like 10 months and just keep building and growing. People would quit, and I always say, bless them in, bless them out. You guys, some people are in this business on your team for a reason, for a certain season. A lot of the people that were in my business that took me to diamond were not the same people that took me to double diamond. Same for the same people that took me to double diamond. A lot of them weren't there that got me to that triple diamond position. So you have to know that too. It sucks and it stings, and you almost look at yourself like, what can I do differently? What did I do wrong? Was it me? It's not you. I just want to stress that right now. If somebody ever like just ups and leaves your business, know that it has nothing to do with you, your leadership. It's all on them. And that's something that I've had to learn because I've lost my double. I've lost my triple. I've lost my presidential. I'm not afraid to say that because it's part of this process. It's part of my journey. There's leaders that get there and they don't ever lose a rank, okay? And that's awesome. But that tells me they probably have some awesome rock stars who are also leading and showing up and have that vision casted already. So I feel like it's our jobs as leaders to cast that vision down to our team. And just know that, as long as we're showing up and doing the things, eventually those people are going to rise up. It might not be the ones that we planned in the beginning, but your runners will come as long as you just stay consistent and keep going.
I love that. And, one thing that you said really stood out to me because I know we've got leaders in this position, that are ruby, emerald, or in the diamond, and they look down at their team and they don't have a team that's working. And I like that you said, like reflect on what can you do better as a leader? How can you cultivate better relationships? How can you make sure that you're doing the work? Like you said, you're not asking people to do stuff that you're not willing to do. And so taking a look at yourself first, and then how can you be better to serve, you know, your other people as they want to come in and out, or as you bring in new people, you know, just learning with every person. So now let's get into your double diamond to presidential. How did that all unfold?
That was a process, like just like every other rank, you know. Actually, I have all my plaques right here. So I went double diamond in May of 2018. So it took me until March of 2019. So what's that, like 10 months? Took me 10 months to grow into that double diamond leader, to get ready for that next level, to promote to triple diamond. It was a 10-month process. I had a couple diamonds quit that I had to completely, you know, rebuild or reload, like they like to say. You know, and that's all it is too. People are gonna come, people are gonna go, but it is a process. And I just look at, okay, say I had a diamond that quit, I'm gonna look in their organization, I'm gonna see who under them is working, and I'm just gonna reach out to them, whether they're my personally enrolled or not. If they're working and they're in that area, I'm gonna reach out to them and let them know, like, hey, if you want to lock arms with me, I know I'm not your enroller, but if you want to run, I'm gonna run with you. And that's because that's what Amanda Busher did to me. So I always have to put myself in these people's shoes, because had she not reached out to me when my enroller quit, like I wouldn't be here today, you know? So I always have to kind of keep that in mind too. But same thing for, you know, I hit triple in March 2019. I didn't go presidential until May 2020. So that was a, you know, 14 months. So it's not like I feel like the higher levels that you climb, the harder it is to, you know, keep that team to back you up. I had recently, and this is me being super transparent, like we were on cloud 9. I was all ready for my ambassador. I knew who was going to go press, who was going to go triple, and, you know, I knew everything. But then, you know, my double diamond left, and she was that person who said she was going to be my lifer. You know, she was with me for like 2.5 years. And I never saw this happening ever. It just literally just blindsided me, but it happens, and it sucked, and it just really put a damper on where we were going. But, you know, I just have to go back to just like when I was double and it happened, and when I was triple it happened, I know I'm going to get my presidential back, and I'm going to go ambassador, because that person, it wasn't for them, and that's okay. I'm not going to beg them and try to force them to say that's not my job. My job is to try to find like-minded people who have a work ethic, who want this just as bad as me. And I know they're out there, and I'm going to keep seeking for them and reaching out to them. I'm going to ask every single person that I come in contact with. And I just know that it wasn't in the cards. It wasn't the plan for it to happen that way. And it's just going to happen a different way. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So there really is no timeline. I feel like we all go at our own pace. We all have our own situations. You know, some people, I have a girl on my team, she's on there tonight. She went triple diamond in 10 months, you know, and I'm like, that's amazing. Like, it took me 3 years. It took her 10 months. That was her journey, her story, and this is mine. And there's neither one is wrong. You know, we're just kind of all growing and learning at our own pace. So.
Yeah. And I think it was on the diamond call today, or maybe another call. Maybe I watched a Zoom recording. I can never remember, but you know, they were talking about how, it was on Ashley Mayfeld's call last night, how if you just rank promoted one time a year, you know, in 8 years, you would be making over $20,000 a month. Can you do that in your job right now? No job that any of us have ever had is going to pull out $20,000, $25,000 a month. But like, you know, give yourself the time to grow, the time to learn, the time to build, and just stick with it. You know, that's how you get to the top, is just stick with it. So I love your story, and I'm glad that we got to kind of unpack that a little bit more and just kind of know how it all happened for you. So now I want to get into 122 customers. Like, are you kidding me? And you earned the winner circle. Like, you got the email, you're headed to Florida. So just kind of, let's start with customers. How do you sign 122 customers in 30 days?
It's host to host. Like I said, it's what took me from the steps to success to 50 plus. So that's my goal. Once I hit 50, that first time in 2017, I knew I could do it. So I said, there's not a month that I don't do that. If I could do it one month, I'm going to do it every month or more. So at the beginning of every month, so I have like a notebook, I write down everything. Okay, I want to tell you guys that too. I write down everything every single day too, because fortune is in the follow-ups. Okay, I want to follow up with everybody, posters, potential customers, potential distributors, everybody. Okay, so but first thing I do at the beginning of the month, I just have a spiral notebook. Okay, I have this, I've had it since all last year and this year. Okay, so like at the beginning of the month, I automatically list it to 50, you know, no matter what, because I know, okay, I'm going to get 50 customers this month. That's my goal. So I write it down because now I see it, like I see it there and I'm like, oh crap, I'm at this many. I got a ways to go to hit my goal. You know, it just, for me, I like seeing it because then it holds me accountable. And then I do the same thing at the top of my sheet of paper for distributors. I want no less than 10 every month. And I realize I just put a limit on it and I always get 10. And I'm like, why don't I get more? And it's because I put a cap on what I can get. And so now I'm like, I'm gonna number it to 20. All right. For me, that's a lot. Okay. I average like 10 distributors. So I'm like, I want to get 20, but that's what I do in the beginning of the month. I 1 to 50. Okay. And then once I'm at 50, I'm like, okay, to 100, I'm gonna customers every single month. And it's because I'm a huge advocate on Host to Post. Like I'm sure you've seen some of the corporate trainings and anything like Host Post. I'm on a few of them because I'm so passionate about it. And I'm a high enroller because of it consistently. And I have to make it a goal. First of all, I print out my KPI list every day. Okay. That's huge because it's another thing to hold you accountable. I like checking things off for some reason. But 10 to 15 host posts every single day. That's my goal. 10 minimum. And that doesn't mean I'm asking just 10 people. As you guys all know, you don't just ask 10 people to get 10 up. You have to ask quite a few, right? So I every single day, it's my non-negotiable 10 plus host posts. And follow-ups too. So I feel like that's how I get my customers, honestly. So like I have this for my customers and distributors, right? My little notepad or whatever. But I have a 3-ring binder and it's just a normal 3-ring binder. And I just put loose leaf line paper in there. I just every month. So at the beginning of the month, I get my notebook ready and I have all my loose leaf sheets of paper and I have 2 sheets for every day. 1 sheet at the top, it's for host to post. I don't know if you can see. And then the second sheet is for potential loyal customers. So, and I list that 1 through 20 every day. So like tomorrow I'll have a new one. The next day I'll have a new one. Okay. So every day 2 sheets, I list them 1 to 20 because I know, okay, in order to get my 10 up, I'm going to have at least have 20 potentials, you know? And same with customers. I want no less than 5 customers every single day. I tell my team in my chats, I'm like, I want 10 plus customers today, 2 plus distributors. I want to get 10 to 15 hosts to post. Like, I'm like aiming for the sky, right? Dream big or go home. That's my logic. So numbers, I'm all about numbers. I know the more I ask, the more I'm going to follow through. The more who say yes, the more I'm going to be able to follow up with. The more people I follow up with, the more people are going to sign up. So I number it 1 through 20. And then anybody that I talk to, so I green light message for host posts every single day. I green light message, which is in my friends list. I just start at the letter A and I work my way down, you know, A to Z. Every day I just pick 50. I go in order and I count in my head. And I'll just send the same message every single day. Like, hey, would you mind sharing a post for me? And I'll enter you into my cash giveaway. Short, simple, to the point. They'll either tell me yes, no, or they'll ghost me. Again, I go for no. So I want to be told no. If I'm not being told no, I'm going to follow up until they tell me no. So if they ghost me, no problem. Cool. If they tell me no, I'll say, okay, no problem. But the ones that tell me yes, I'll be like, okay, awesome. Here's the post. I'll give them a post, right? And then I write their name down because they told me yes, I gave them a post. So I write their name down. So like today I had 18 people tell me yes. I asked a crap ton more than that. I asked a lot of people, but out of the people that I asked, 18 people told me yes. And then, so if somebody shares a post for me, like I go to their page and check, I'll put a little star by their name. So I know, okay, they did. That's how I can keep track. So I'm at 9 today. I need one more for my 10 minimum, okay? But all these people right here who said yes, but they didn't, I'm gonna be following up with them tomorrow. I'm gonna be following up with Marianne. I'm gonna be like, hey, Marianne, did you still want to put that post up for me so I can get you entered into my cash giveaway? And 90% of the time, they're gonna say, oh yeah, I forgot. Let me do it now, okay? Or they might ghost me again, whatever. At least I did my due diligence. I followed up. Chances are I got 50% chance that I'm gonna get at least this one up today that I didn't yesterday, okay? And
Well,
then
I want to say something real quick.
Okay, perfect.
People tell me all the time, they're like, what am I doing wrong? People aren't posting for me. People aren't responding. But you guys, like, are you hearing her? Like, it happens to everybody. You are not doing anything wrong. It is part of the process. It is a numbers game. You need to track. And I don't know what your color personality is. I would assume it's green.
I'm red green.
Yeah. But like, it doesn't matter what your color personality is. What matters is what gets results. And you need to be organized in the sense of, who are you talking to? How many do you have? How many more do you need? And I know for us, you know, I've been using the same system for my follow-ups and my host to post tracking for over a year now. And it's so nice to like hear what somebody else is doing and like try it. It gets you more excited to get host to post up. Like, I am loving the idea of having a new sheet every day, having them already listed out so that way I know my goal, and to be able to put a cute little star next to every single name of who does it. Like, I'm looking forward to that. And then seeing who said that they would and didn't. Okay, I need to make sure that I go back and check with those people. And she's not writing down the people that left her on red. She's not writing down the people that told her no. She's just moving on to the next until she gets how many lines she needs filled up. Like, period, end of story. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't get in your emotions about it, because you're going to talk yourself out of the game, like, completely. It happens for everybody. Okay. So, sorry, I just wanted to kind of reiterate that, because I heard a couple people say that today, like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm like, nothing.
Yeah, just gotta ask more. That's what I say. Just ask more. Just ask more. And they're like, well, it's the same people. I'm like, well, then start adding more. It's a numbers game. But it really is. And following up, you will see like how many people actually slip through the cracks when you don't follow up. Like, I started this method in April last year, so in a year ago, okay? Because I used to rely on the reminders feature in the messenger, and they got rid of that. Like, all my potentials I would talk to, they're like, follow up with me on this. I'm like, okay, Friday the 10th for the keto coffee, boom. And I'd get alerted and I'd be like, boom, message, right? But they got rid of that feature, like no warning, it was just gone. And I had like all these potentials that were just like, boom, they were gone. So I was like, red flag. Okay, I'm gonna start writing things down, because when I write things down, it's there. I have literally 12 months now. I can go back and see who shared a post for me, and I can also see like who, oh, wrong page, but, and also I do this for customers, like who was interested in what product. Like, I can go back to what is April, March, like I have every day, like 31 days, right? And I can, if we have like, say we have like this promotion, now I can go back and I can look at, because I put their name and then I put what product they're interested in. And then so if they sign up, I do the same thing, just like with host to post, but I guess I highlight them. So like this was yesterday. If somebody signed up as a customer yesterday, I highlight them. But then today, the ones that didn't, I followed up with them. So I followed up with them. So like, I just reach out like, hey, you know, I'm getting ready to place a few orders today. Did you still want to get yours in? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm writing everything down. And for my potential customers, I write their name down when we get to the price point. So if somebody is interested in like the gummies, it's not like, hey, are you interested in more information? Oh, they're a potential. It's like when we're talking and they're like, okay, yeah, that sounds great. How much does it cost? And I give them that pricing. That's when I write their name down and I put what they're interested in. And then I know, okay, tomorrow I'm going to follow up. Do you want me to get your order in? If they say no, I'm going to say, okay, what day works best for you? Now I have another follow-up for them. If they ghost me, okay, whatever, because I'm still not done following up, I'll probably follow up in a few days. But I can literally see like who I talk to, who is interested in what, and I follow up every single day.
I love it. I love it. It's so good. And it's honestly simple, you know, for the like, if you're not doing anything crazy, you're not doing anything electronics, it's literally paper pencil, which most of us grew up with back when we were in school. So I love it. And I'm excited to go buy myself a new spiral notebook and just try it out and see it work for me too. So, all right. So last question for you is, like obviously that many customers, it's a mindset, and it's setting your intention of how many you're going to do every single day. And so how many consistently would you say you would roll every month now, since you have turned the light bulb on? Like what are your regular numbers now?
For customers,
Customers and distributors, what would you say?
50 to 100. So like, and I can like even look. So last month I got 122, which was a really good month. Ready for that winter circle, y'all. But so 122 last month, and then in February we got 56, which was kind of a slower month. January we had 76. December I was at 52. So it's 50 or more usually every single month. Like I said, I list it to 50 because I want to get that 50 out. If I don't, I'm like, well, there's always next month. And then with distributors, my goal is always 10. I think last month I got 9. So,
you know, I was always told 2 steps to success. If you do that, you'll make your way to Ambassador Diamond. But a lot of times, like, we put our own limits on ourselves by saying that, like, oh, if I get my 6 customers, my 3 distributors, I'm good. But why, when you can have so much more? And so besides, you know, writing it down at the very beginning of the month, is there any books, or, I mean, besides the Go for No, I think that's going to be a gold mine for some of those people who haven't read it yet. I've read it and it's good. And so is there any other things that would help people shift their mind as far as they can be a mass enroller?
honestly, and that's what I kind of wanted to talk about too, was we all know how important it is to, you know, pour into ourselves. Personal development mindset is 80% of this business, right? 20% is the work. That is so true. And prior to this business, I never even did self-development, which is crazy because like it's changed so much. But there's personal development, but then there's also leadership development. So in the beginning of this business, I was like listening to like all the books. Like I have all the books back here, and I have like Audible. Like I love listening to books. I can read here and there too. I know I retain more when I read, but I just listen to Audibles like 24/7. But the moment that I started shifting, I do personal development, but Amanda was like, okay, but do you do leadership development? And I was like, what's that? She's like, well, it's the same thing. It's just leadership. It's geared towards leadership. So I started listening to more John Maxwell, Craig Rochelle, Tony Robbins. So like, I can't remember which book it was, but anything John Maxwell. But I love listening to Secrets of a Millionaire Mind on there. But what really shifted like my mindset from like telling me like believe it, achieve it, like you can have whatever you want, go after your dreams, it was The Secret. Like I listened to that like every single day for like 9 months straight. I just listened to it every single morning because I don't know what it was. Like it taught me how to dream. And then that's when I did my first vision board. I don't know if you guys have done your vision board. You should have already done your vision boards. But you guys, since I've been in this business for 4 years, there's not one year that I have my back here. Like there's not one year I don't do a vision board because that's just another way to put your dreams out there into the universe and to see it there every single day as a reminder. It's just, I don't know. I can't really tell you when I had the mind shift. It was just, I don't know. I don't
think that there's like a VIP leader who hasn't had a run from The Secret, like The Strangest Secret. Like if you guys have not listened to that for 30 days, this old record playing for 30 minutes, you know, sometimes twice a day if you need it for your mindset. But like, I know that that's what got us to triple, is all of us were listening to that day in and day out. And so The Secret by Earl Nightingale, you guys need to start listening to that every night before you go to bed, first thing when you wake up in the morning, and watch abundance just come into your space. It's crazy. Okay, so last thing on this call, you know, we are pushing for presidential. We have hit it in boxes before. And last month we hit 108,000 volume, but we have not put the boxes and the volume together yet. And so what would you say, because there are some Ruby leaders or who are charted Ruby, there are some Emeralds, there are some Diamonds, and they have some that are working teams, some that aren't working teams. And so what advice would you give to them as far as how can they step up into the leadership shoes that they know they want to be in, like regardless of their team, or if they do or they don't have a team, and how can they, is this making sense? How can they step into those shoes that they know they want to be in, but they just maybe don't feel worthy of it or that they really can or anything like that?
Yeah, I feel like it starts with you getting out of your comfort zone. You know, like I feel like I'm a perfect example of this. Like my enroller quit. I didn't know what I was doing. I had to learn, I had to start somewhere. And so I saw what the other top leaders were doing. I found the right cats and I copied them. Literally, I saw how are they posting? How are they talking? Like, are they doing power hours? Are they showing up to the team training? So I feel like you have to look at yourself and what you're doing. If you're an Emerald trying to go Diamond, like, are you leading power hours for your team? Are you doing the one-on-ones with your team? Are you making sure that they know even how to do their charts? Like, I feel like there's so many factors that come into play, but I feel like at the end of the day, it all comes down to you and what you are doing. Are you making sure that you're showing up every day, even when you don't want to? Because I feel like that's what took me from triple to presidential, was just growing into my leadership, being more present with my team, doing more one-on-ones, having more intimate things. Like my team and I now, we're doing every other Friday, we do our little host to post-a-thons where it's just more intimate. It's just us, because you know, I'm part of a bigger organization with Amanda Busher, and she has all her presidentials and emerald or triples, you know, and every Tuesday we come together, Monday we come together, like we have these big team things. But it was the moment where I kind of, and I'm not saying separate at all, because I love the unity that we have in our big team. It's just, it makes things easier. We work smarter, not harder. But I also like that when we were pushing for presidential, like this is a perfect example, like every single day I was like going live on my team page, like this is our volume, like we did like we do like the little thermometer trackers. Sorry, I don't want to knock all my stuff over, but the thermometer trackers, like we have chats where we're loud, and like we like to shout out our host to post, like our goal every single day is 10, right? So like get a little get a group chat with your team where you guys are loud. When you get a customer, like shout it out. I got a customer for 30 BB for the gummies, or I got a customer 82 BB for gummies upsell, boom, 2, you know? And then like, I just feel like it's being present, showing up, doing the things even when you don't want to do them. Like my rule of thumb is that you cannot get to the top alone. You can get to a certain rank, but there's no way in heck that you're gonna get to the top. You're not. You need to have that layered leadership. And I feel like it just starts with getting uncomfortable. You know, back in the day, I wouldn't even turn my camera on a Zoom. I wouldn't talk on a Zoom. I was terrified. I would sweat. I would like build myself up the entire week before, the night before, the whole day of, like I wouldn't eat. I had anxiety, like sweating at the pit, you know. But then when I got off, I was like, yeah, I just did that. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I just did that. Like, I felt so good. And it was like, why was I so scared? But even today, like 4 years later, like I still sweat like for these things. Like I'm still terrified of public speaking, you know. It's just, I'm facing my fears. I'm overcoming them. I'm still scared, but I'm doing them anyway. And it's like, you have to just show up when you don't feel like it. Like when you're sick, you still got to do the things, unfortunately, you know. And it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just, you got to lead from the front. You can never ask your team to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. So ask yourself, are you yourself completing the steps to success every month? Because if you're not, then how are you going to expect your team to do that? You know, you have to be leading by example. And that's what I kind of look at in my team. And when I see, okay, are you getting out your 10 host posts every day? Like, that's the first thing I start with. Like, first, are you doing your self-development? And then it's like, okay, so are you getting out your 10 hosts to post? And then it's like, well, I'm trying, you know, and it's like, I'm always like trying to find a solution to every problem. You got to be solution minded, not problem minded, you know? So you got to, I don't even know where I was going with that. I just totally lost my train of thought. Sorry. I don't remember.
No, it's so good. And like, that's seriously leadership. Like it's all of the things, and you just kind of learn as you go, and you just lead by example. And you'll fall, and then you'll pick yourself back up, and then you'll do it better next time. But ultimately, you know, show up for your business and get results, and then you'll be able to duplicate it. And I like what you said too, because right before we started this call, I actually showed everyone my sweaty armpits. And so it's so funny that you said that. But, you know, it starts with as simple as turning your camera on. Like, how many people don't have their camera on right now because they don't want to be uncomfortable? Like, turn it on right now. I can't even see you. The only person I can see is Jennifer. Okay. And then like the 5 people up top, I can't even see you. Turn your camera on. Like that's making you uncomfortable. That's pushing you in the right step. You know, how many of you guys commented in the chat here? Comment in the chat right now. Like, tell us right now, what's your biggest takeaway? Every single person, 94 people, okay? Tell us what your biggest takeaway is. This is a chance for you to be seen, to be pushed outside your comfort zone. And then, you know, get up your 10 host posts. Like all of she gave us so many tips and so many nuggets. I'm so grateful for you. So thank you so much, Jennifer. But like, it starts with you. If you want to go somewhere, it starts with you. And it doesn't have to be a humongous, ginormous step. Nobody goes from distributor to diamond. Or maybe they do, but they don't keep it, right? Like, but you're going to grow into the position as you choose to take a step outside your comfort zone. Like,
yeah, it's just baby steps. Like even the simplest thing, like in a chat, like be the first person in the morning, like, good morning, everybody. Let's all shout out our goals. Like that's taking initiative. Like that's leadership, you know, or if somebody has a question in the chat, you're the first one to answer to help them. Like that's being a leader, you know, it's just little things that add up to big things. I remember I was trying to lead as a Ruby, you know, trying to get my name out there. I'm shy, but I'm also very competitive and I want people to know who I am at the same time, you know, so it's like, what can I do to help? You want me to make that graphic? I'm good at making things in over. Like that's taking initiative. You know, it's not necessarily always like being the one to host every single training. And, you know, it's lead a power hour once a week for your team. Even if just one person shows up, that's stepping outside of your comfort zone. And if anything, that's good because now your next one, you might have 2 or 3. You're going to build up. And it's going to get easier and easier the more you do it. Just like with anything, everything is scary the first time you do it. But the more you do it, it's just over time, it becomes second nature and you don't even have to think about it. So I say you got to just choose to just start and count like Mel Robbins from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom, go for it.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. And thank you all of you guys who were able to be on tonight. This was such a great call. I'm going to put it up on my YouTube channel. So if you want to send it out to anybody, you guys are welcome to. And thanks again. You guys have a good night.